everyone. Hope you guys are doing well. I know we started a little bit early tonight, but it's just to make sure that everyone can get on. As you can see, we have a special edition refuel for you. It is Hot Takes edition. We got some of the hottest wings we could find from Dick's Wings right here in Jacksonville. We will be eating those. We have a special guest later on. It's going to be a blast. We're about a minute and a half out, so if you haven't already, go ahead and comment your name in the comments section so that way we know that you're here. A bit of a roll call. I want to see Nocatee, Southside. I want to see the Hodges campus and North. I want to see everyone. So go ahead and light it up in the comment section. Let us know that you're here. We're about a minute and 15 seconds out from getting started. We have a couple special guests for you, and guys, these wings are ridiculously hot. I know Jeff is especially excited because he actually hates spicy things, so we're gonna wait for his reaction to see if he enjoys it or not. But you guys are gonna love this edition, this Hot Takes edition. I know some of y'all have been commenting on Instagram for some of the hot takes of society today. You might see those pop up again a little bit later on. But we have so much in store for you. This is a refuel like we've never done it before. We're about 35 seconds out from getting started, and you're not gonna wanna miss it. So if your friends aren't on, go ahead and tell them to hop on now because we are ready to go. We are excited for what is about to happen. I see Southside Campus hanging out here. I see Isaac Gray, yo dude. I see Morgan Cohen and Haley Cohen. Hola, welcome. I hope you guys are doing well. Keep mentioning in the comments that you're here because if you comment, you might actually have an opportunity to win a gift card later on. We are 5 seconds from starting. We'll see you soon.
Hey guys, welcome back to Refuel Live. We are so thankful that you are joining us tonight, taking some time out of your week to hang with us. I was looking at a couple of the comments, and Austin, I see that you said you have a pretty terrible heat tolerance. Mine is not great, so we will see how this happens tonight. I like hot things, but they don't always agree with me, so we'll see. I did eat a pepper once, so I'm feeling pretty confident. But we just want you guys to keep interacting with us. Don't just sit back and watch. Be a part of what's happening. We are going to be lighting a fire on the whole show tonight in our mouths as we're eating hot wings, but also we've got some hot takes that we're gonna be talking through. And I want you guys to kind of understand how it's gonna go down tonight. So between each of our different segments, we're gonna have transitions. And you are gonna have to tell us if something will burn or not. So we're gonna put something on the screen and you have to look at it and say, is it gonna burn or is it just gonna melt down? And we'll let you know as soon as it's over what's gonna happen. Then we'll transition into our next segment. It's gonna be great. So let us know in the comments if you think what you see on the screen is going to burn or just melt. Check it out.
It doesn't burn.
What is up, everybody? Hey, welcome back to Refuel Live Hot Takes Edition. It's going to be an awesome night. Hey, one quick thing before we get started. Last week we shared with you a video, an at-home video. So
my favorite spot in the house.
Favorite spot in the house. That's right. We shared with you our favorite spot in the house, and so we want you to share with us your favorite spot in the house. And so feel free to send us. We've gotten a couple, so feel free to send us if you haven't sent them yet.
And if you do, we're going to pick out a winner, and you're going to win your very own pizza and movie night. So we're We're going to buy 3 or 4 pizzas and bring it to your house. So if you have a big family, everybody gets their own pizza. And then maybe a free movie that you can hang out and have a movie night as well. So, hey guys, here's the thing, guys. On Instagram yesterday, and it kind of went in through today, we put some hot takes on there. We let you guys vote in our story on different types of things that you can debate on it. So we're going to have our very own live hot takes debate.
Oh, I don't know if I'm ready for this.
All of our staff, plus our special guest that we're going to introduce to you guys in just a minute, is going to take part in that debate. And so these are hot take statements. But first, you got to understand that not only is the statement a hot take, but so are the wings. They're just a little bit spicy. And so, Jordan said I hate spicy stuff. I like spicy stuff, just a little bit of spicy. Not a lot of spicy because I'm a big wimp. Are you a wimp?
Me and you both.
We are both
We're
wimps.
both
All right,
wimps.
so here's what's going to happen. We're going to have 4 rounds. Each round, the wing's going to get progressively hotter. And so what's going to happen is we're going to be given a wing. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, go. First person to finish the wing gets to start the debate first. And then at the end of the debate, we'll find out how you guys voted online. And then the loser has to eat another wing that's just a tad bit hotter than the one we ate. So are you ready for this? Will and I are going to go first because
Let's do it.
Yeah, so
Let's
here
do
we
it.
go. This is our wing.
All right.
We're going to need somebody to count down and tell us when to go. You ready?
All right, ready. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3, go. And for those of you who are wondering, they are going to be debating the hot take.
You got to swallow?
Yeah, you got to swallow. Is a hot dog a sandwich? Is a hot dog a sandwich?
Wow.
Oh
I
snap.
think I got a piece of bone in there.
I'm done.
Okay, so
All right.
is a hot dog a sandwich?
Is a hot dog a sandwich? Heck no, a hot dog's not a sandwich. It's a hot dog. I mean, a sandwich is 2 pieces of bread split apart with meat in the middle. A hot dog cannot be a sandwich because, let's face it, it's like made of like 50,000 different pieces of a pig.
Listen, a hot dog is a sandwich.
No, absolutely.
I promise you it is. Listen, all right, just hear me out on this. All right, so wow, my mouth is on fire.
That was a hot dog.
Yeah. So a hot dog is a sandwich.
Nope.
Because there's bread, all right, and there's meat. So a sandwich is bread and meat. And so, wow, I'm a wimp. So you take a sandwich and you put the meat in between the sandwich. And a hot dog, you put the hot dog, whatever that is, I don't know,
Let's see,
meat, right?
it's not in
Meat.
between the bread because it's attached. So anyway, so that was our quick debate. I think I won. Let's see. In the voting online.
So what's the voting online say?
The voting online says 70% of you agree with me that a hot dog is not a sandwich, and 30% said that it was.
Oh.
What do you guys think? Did anybody say anything?
Yeah,
online?
everyone's saying no.
It's like a sub, so
So
yes.
many-
Yes, sir.
So what does that
How
mean?
is that?
That means that Will gets to eat the next hotter wing.
Yeah.
Here we go, Will.
Go ahead and take
I'll take that little bad
take your
Take one of those bad
loser
boys.
wing, and we got to see it up close and
This
personal.
is flavor loser.
Oh.
Enjoy, sir. Is that pretty good?
That was warm.
That one's a warm one.
No, like really warm.
That's
My
like
lips
hot
are on
sauce.
fire. Not my
Hot
mouth,
sauce.
my lips.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway,
Yeah.
so that was your first debate. Here's what we're gonna do. As Will goes off stage and probably throws up because he's eating this hot wing and downs a glass of milk, we want to bring in our very next 2 staff members, straight from the north side, Jeremy Higdon. Woohoo! And from Nocatee, welcome, Kristen Pepe.
Yeah, all right. Showdown.
Yes. All right. So
Oh, man,
you
that's
guys
gonna be good.
are about to consume next level hot wings,
great.
but you guys will be debating whether or not Batman is a real superhero or not. So remember,
Okay.
you have to finish the wing, show it over here, state your opinion.
Okay.
The comment section will let us
Great.
know. All right.
Okay.
So ready?
And there is no ranch for this. You're
There is
saying.
no ranch.
No ranch.
No ranch.
Okay, just so we know.
Straight chicken wing.
All right.
I'm ready.
Here we go.
Sort of.
Ready, set, go.
I'm gonna regret this.
Come on, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Oh, Kristen's killing it. I think Jeremy's gonna lose.
So cute.
There it is.
That's not bad.
I gotta swallow it. It's actually really nice.
Will was kind of overselling it.
Ours is hotter than his too.
Yes.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it a little warm?
All right. Who's gonna finish first? Let's see. Oh snap.
Oh my gosh.
I can't swallow it.
Oh, okay. Let me say your opinion.
All right, I'm gonna actually go contrarian to what you might have been thinking
I was
I was
afraid of
gonna
that.
do. All right, I believe Batman is not a real superhero. Is not a real superhero.
Right.
He is a rich dude. So, real quick, Donald Trump is a superhero. If that's the criteria of money and understanding of that. So, is he a superhero? All right. When it comes to these things, we understand again, he's not from another planet. He doesn't have any skills. He wasn't bitten by anything. He's not radioactive in any way. He doesn't even change his shape or form. He is not a real superhero. He's a guy with money and means.
Okay.
A privileged white guy.
Okay.
Ooh, I even went there. That's right. That's right. A privileged
All right,
guy.
KP,
That's
what's
right.
your opinion?
So here's the thing. I like that you mentioned Donald Trump because I'm going to bring in Jesus.
Ooh.
We say is a superhero. He didn't have supernatural things. He didn't fall into some radioactive vat, but he is considered a superhero. Therefore, Batman is a superhero, and that's on Batman, period.
Time out. Jesus, son
You can't
of
re-argue.
God.
You
Okay.
can't
Son
re-argue.
of
Okay.
God.
You're done.
So
You're done.
what did
And
people
fully
what
God,
did people
fully
say?
in.
What did people say
All right,
online?
So here we go. According to the online, yes, 37%. Batman is a superhero.
Is not
Is
a
not a
superhero.
real superhero.
Oh.
No, that he's not a real superhero is 63%.
Yeah.
So,
Most people think that Batman is actually a superhero. Is that right?
I don't know. It's a double negative. I'm being thrown by the double
Batman
negative.
is
I don't
not a
understand.
real superhero. 37% believe
Are
that.
agreeing with that statement
Yep.
that he's not a real superhero,
So-
which is my statement, right?
Yep.
So that means
And
Okay.
63% said
That if 60,
my statement.
well, if
So-
63% of people
No.
agree with KP, then I think Jeremy, you have to eat one of the loser wings. I'm sorry.
because he's not. Wait, the double negative. I was homeschooled in seventh grade,
here's
so
your wing.
I'm really losing this thing.
Go
So
for
okay, man. Congratulations. Way
All
to
right,
go.
so we're gonna
Way to go. This
we're
is
gonna
the
see.
hotter one
Yeah, this
than
is
what we just said?
This is
Or the
no,
same?
this is hotter. This is hotter.
This is twice as hot as that.
There you go. Yeah.
Batman, it's your fault.
All right, we'll get a zoomed in shot here.
How you feeling, man? How you feeling?
Good, man. Really good.
Yeah,
You have
you're
to ask
liking
me
it.
tomorrow.
Well done.
It's not bad.
All right. Well, you guys did an amazing job. Round of applause on the interwebs for our two competitors. We are now about to transition into our third hottest wing, and we are going to be debating whether or not country music is trash. The first person that I would like to introduce to you is Brian from the North Side. Welcome, Brian.
What's up? What's up? What's up?
Hey,
What's up?
hey, would
guys.
you like to meet your competitor
Yes.
for tonight? It
Yes.
is our special guest, our fearless leader, the lead pastor for Chet's Creek Church, Spike. Woo! All right, y'all. So as I wander off camera, you guys are getting the third hottest wing, and again, you have to clean the wing and then show that you finished your specific wing, and you are debating pro versus con. Country music is trash.
You can
On
see
your-
the spices on this wing.
On your mark, get set, go.
Oh yeah, that's a little spicy.
Pastor Spike going after it.
Oh yeah. That's spicy, but it's very good. Very
Oh
good.
snap! It's not Louisiana hot, is it, Pastor Spike?
It's just a meat on that one.
Just got called out by the pastor.
It's the water.
That's good. That's
All
good.
right, who's gonna swallow?
You know,
Who's gonna swallow first? Oh snap!
So
Yeah, don't die. Okay, Brian,
Oh, Brian.
state whether or not is country music trash.
country music is not trash, and let me tell you why.
tell me why.
If you think of the genres of music,
Genres.
genres of music, country music is the best storytelling genre. It brings people, it changes people's emotions the best through the lyrics and through the storytelling ability
Yeah.
of the artists.
I'm glad you chose that because I don't disagree with you, but I think they will.
And so I'm going to say that country music is not just trash, it's trashy. It's about beer drinking, cheating on your wife, getting drunk, missing church, you know. And so country music is not just trash, it's trashy. And every country music song is just 3 notes. Doom digga doom digga doom digga doom digga doom digga doom digga doom. I love my dog. I love my girlfriend. I love my beer. That's trash, boy. That's trash.
All right. So what we see, I'm not even going to go to Instagram for that because it is in the comment section. Everyone is just agreeing with Spike. So
I
Brian,
think so.
you have to eat your hot wing.
That was my first.
But you know, Brian, just because I love you, I'm going to join you.
Let's do it.
There
Cheers.
you go.
That's good stuff.
That makes me feel better after getting lectured by Pastor Spike. That was scary. Oh, this is spicy. Very good.
That's so good.
Yeah, that one's a little spicier.
Man, that's
Good.
so good.
It's really good.
Thank you so much. That was really good.
All right, Jeffrey Joe.
Oh, woo, good job.
Hits the lips and just
So,
burns there.
I just made the biggest mistake of my life. I picked up one of the wings in the back and just licked my fingers, and now I'm dying. So this is not a good idea. Oh my gosh. Woo! So I was going to introduce the last debate, but I may not be able to talk. So here's the deal. We have another little. Oh my gosh. That is hot. That is hot. We have one more little special guest for you. She was here in week 1. But she's back in week, whatever this is, week 50, because that's what it feels like in this quarantine. And she's going to battle it out with our illustrious MC, Jordan Poole, over the last debate. And this is the one that seemed to get the most attention online. And I think we got a lot of DMs about this, too, from Megan. The debate over whether water is actually wet. All right?
Water wet.
First one to finish the hottest wing. So this is the hottest wing. This is level 4. Oh my gosh, that's like a little baby wing for you too.
Thank you.
The loser has to eat this one, which I think is a level 3, but we may put a little bit of sauce on that.
Okay. Well,
So-
for the loser.
Yeah, for the loser. All right. So
that, Jordan?
when I say go, eat your wing. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go. Oh, you got to swallow. You have to swallow all the chicken. I'm gonna put a little sauce in this. Jordan won.
Water's wet.
Shoot.
Prove me wrong. Water's wet.
You gotta go first, boy.
Okay, no, that is my argument. Water's wet. Anytime you touch it, wet. Water, in and of itself, is a wet substance. Try and prove me wrong. Go for it.
Okay, here we go. So water is not wet because water makes things wet. It in and of itself is not wet. It is water. If I put you in a pool, you are wet. If you completely dry off, there's no more water. You're not wet. But the water itself is never itself wet.
Yeah, it is. Water molecule versus water molecule. Water is making water perpetually more and more wet. It is a state of being. It's a noun.
But all the water molecules together, it is one entity of water.
So you're going to look at me in my face right now, and you're going to say that you actually believe the words that are coming out of your mouth.
Okay, that's not the debate here. The debate is I'm arguing one side, you're arguing the other.
It is not going to go well for you. I think we should just go
Water's
ahead and
not
look.
wet. Yes, retweet,
it's
retweet.
about-
Thank you, people.
So it's
No.
about 50-50 online, so we're going to have to go to the voting poll.
Okay, Jeff, why don't you
So
read?
in the voting poll, 62% of you said yes, water is wet. 38% said no. So Sierra,
I
you
believe
get-
Russia has affected these votes and I reject it.
she gets the sauce with the ghost pepper on it.
There you go.
What?
There you go, Sierra.
Enjoy. Oh, we have ice cream for you when you're done, and also a glass of milk.
Nope,
Oh
eat it.
my, you're gonna.
Oh, you're getting it more on the wing. It was
You're
going to
gonna-
be one bite.
I'm wiping it
So
off.
this is what's for you when you're done.
Can you please take the plastic off for me?
We'll do that for you.
Eat it.
We'll figure that out.
3, 2, 1, go. No, eat the side with the spice on it. Actually, bite it.
I die, I swear.
You're not going to die.
It's not even bad.
Okay. All right, one more bite. One more bite. That's all we need. One more bite. There you go.
That was a bone. Okay.
All right, we just want to keep you on the camera.
Don't rub your eyes.
Yeah, don't touch your face. Can we get a napkin for her? Don, this is what happens when you let your daughter be a part of Refuel. That's milk.
Okay, Sarah, you can go to the cafe with your ice cream.
Okay. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for participating in that game. We are about to transition now into our next segment, but before we do that, we have another segment of Will It Burn? Graduation edition. And I will transition super slyly right now.
So talk
over
about
here.
yourselves until the video comes.
It doesn't burn.
What's up, everybody? Hey, welcome back to Refuel Live. That was pretty intense. Hopefully, y'all enjoyed Pastor Spike. Pastor Spike, I would have to agree, country music is trash and trashy, even from Arkansas, okay? Arkansas, you think we're just country rednecks. We're not. Country music is trash, all right? Hey, before we get started, I saw a wing that I wanted to eat, and I want to eat it really quick, so I'm going to eat this really quick. Hopefully they didn't sneak a hot one in there. I'm sure you like this. It's not bad. It ain't bad. That's pretty good.
Can we bring Sierra back on
Come
camera
bring
just
Sarah
for a
back.
second?
She's got like ice cream all over her.
She's resting her
Come on with it, Sierra.
So just for everyone to see really quick.
Zoom in on that.
Yeah, hold on. I got you.
You okay?
Hey, on top of that, so just so you know, Hunter Heron, happy birthday tomorrow, and this is one of the
Oh,
best
dude.
gifts you could
Why are
ever
you
get.
giving
It's
one
just to see Sierra. This is like the best birthday gift ever. She's just rubbing ice cream all over her face. It's a little warm.
It's so hot that the ice cube I put in my mouth melted in like 2 seconds.
It's ice cream. It's supposed to do that.
Happy birthday, Hunter.
That's great, Sierra. Well, in other news, no, I'm kidding. Well, that's awesome. So we're having a little fun tonight, but we're going to dive into God's Word. If you have your Bible, wow, that's really hot. I don't know if I'm going to be able to talk, finish this teaching segment. But if you have your Bible, go ahead and grab it. Turn to John chapter 8 is where we're going to camp out tonight. And while you're turning there, I love malls, okay? M-A-L-L-S, malls. And I know what you're thinking. You're probably thinking, bro, malls are like completely outdated. They're extinct. Nobody's selling or buying anything in malls. But I love malls. I want you to look at your clothes, your shoes. Wow, that is super hot. I want you to look at your clothes, your shoes, whatever you're wearing. For me, I'm wearing my fresh Adidas, all right? Love me some Adidas. I love me Adidas shoes just because they're super comfy and they last me a long time. Put it in the comments what's your favorite brand. Maybe it's Under Armour, Nike, whatever it is. Put it in the comments and let us know your favorite brand of shoe or clothing. And like I said, I love Adidas. And whatever clothes you're wearing, hopefully you're wearing clothes. I know quarantine life has got some of us wearing not clothes, whatever floats your boat, all right? But comment, let us know what you think. And for me, brands have reputations. And I know you probably never thought about that. How does a brand have a reputation? But they do. Think about it. The difference between Nike and Sperry, right? You can look at Nikes and say, man, that's a Nike shoe. Sperry's, you're like, man, that's a Sperry shoe, right? They all have brands, right? And so I'm going to throw a couple brands out and put in the comments what this is. 2-day or less lightning fast shipping. What is that? 2-day or less lightning fast shipping. Lowest prices always. From my town in Arkansas. Free music streaming. Free music streaming. What brand is that? Best chicken sandwich ever.
Chick-fil-A!
Jeff Tapp says it's Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A!
The Chick-fil-A spicy chicken sandwich. I would have to disagree. Popeyes all the way. All right, because
You're upset.
who loves? Love me some Popeyes. But here's the point. Okay, here's the point. Companies hire hundreds and hundreds of people, and they spend hundreds and hundreds of thousands. Oh, thanks. This is great. and they hire and they spend hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars trying to make this brand smell good, look good, whatever that looks like. They spend hundreds of dollars on that, and it all comes down to one thing: an identity. Each brand has an identity, right? And our identity as people is oftentimes made up of things around us, right? Like maybe it's your identity is your family, your upbringing, or maybe it's your friends, the friends you hang around. Show me your friends, I'll show you the future, right? You've probably heard that. Maybe that's your identity. Whatever that is, we tend to make assumptions about other people's identity simply based off the things they like, right? Maybe because you wear Nikes, people, wow, that was disgusting. I still have some wing in my mouth. But just ruined the moment there. I don't even know where I was. Anyways, because we make assumptions based off of other people's identity, right? You may think, man, that bro wears Nikes. He is this type of person or whatever, right? And here's the thing, okay? Even now, it's more so highlighted because we're in isolation. Everybody's in isolation. You're scrolling through your Instagram feed, your Facebook feed, and you're like, man, I want to be just like that dude or just like that girl, right? And you compare yourself, and your identity kind of gets wrapped up in them, right? And here's the thing. There's a moment in Jesus' life that may be able to help us kind of see this clearly, okay? Jesus, in this passage, John chapter 8, he was in the middle of a tense encounter with a group of people. Excuse me, that wing, I'm telling you, is hot. He was in the middle of a tense encounter with some of these people, some religious leaders over these labels. And these labels that they were not very fond of, right? And here's the thing about these religious leaders, all right? They were a big, big deal. People that they thought they were self-righteous, and they thought that set them apart from everybody else. But it didn't, right? It didn't set them apart from anybody. And so when Jesus comes around, Jesus comes in the picture, and what happens? They start, the religious leaders are like, man, he's hanging out with sinners. What is he doing, right? And they kind of, it kind of got to be a tense moment. And can you imagine how tense, how just a weird moment that may have been? And all of a sudden, these religious leaders, they started trying to catch Jesus off guard, and they started asking him these questions, and they hoped they would prove him wrong. And it's like every time they saw him, they wanted to put him on a hot seat. You get what I did there? Hot seat? All right. Every time they saw him, they wanted to put him on the hot seat and prove him wrong, right? But and one day, as Jesus was teaching, the religious leaders, they saw this lady. And this lady was committed, she was literally committing adultery in the middle of all this. And so these religious leaders, they bring this lady to Jesus, and they're like, Jesus, what are you going to do with this lady? And Jesus, John chapter 8, verse 3 says this: as he was speaking, the teachers of religious law and the Pharisees brought a woman who had been caught in the act of adultery. They put her in front of the crowd and said, "Teacher," they said to Jesus, "this woman was caught in the act of adultery, and the law of Moses says to stone her. What do you say?" They were trying to trap him into saying something they could use against him. And like I was saying, this woman had literally been caught in the act. And she was literally committing adultery, which is a huge sin, obviously, right? And they were pressuring and putting all sorts of pressure on Jesus. And they immediately, like I said, immediately put him on the hot seat. We're going to pick this story back up here in just a second. But in the meantime, KP is going to come up and finish the story. But in the meantime, we also have another special segment with Pastor Spike. And we're going to watch another edition of the Will It Burn. Y'all watch this.
It burns.
Welcome back, guys. Will It Burn Graduate Edition. Yeah, we've been burning things that are kind of reminiscent of your senior year. Seniors, we know that you're not getting to have the senior spring semester that you wanted to have, and so we thought on our Hot Takes Edition, why not burn up stuff or see if it'll burn or melt. And so that was obviously a science notebook with every one of you guys knew that it would burn. So anyway, so we have our pastor here, Pastor Spike is with us. So if you guys get a chance, give him a shout out on your comments. What I would love for you to do is maybe comment on how amazing his hair looks. He has not cut his hair since the quarantine started. And so if you'd like to give him some style suggestions when this is over, feel free to do that. And so what we wanted to do, guys, is we're glad that Pastor Spike's hanging out with us, and we want to do a quick interview and kind of let the students kind of know who the real Pastor Spike is. Kind of pull the curtain back away from the Wizard of Oz.
You're scaring Miss Kitty half to death.
So here's what's going to happen. We're going to ask you some questions, and the way we kind of do this is you have the option to not answer a question, but there's always a catch. And so if you don't answer the question, all you got to do is eat one of our hot wings, and then you can just keep on going. So they're going to start out easy, progressively get a little bit harder. And if you have a question for Pastor Spike, shoot one out there to us, and then Jordan will signal me, and maybe we'll ask that question as well. So we're going to go through here. So the first thing, pretty simple question, like what is your favorite thing about serving here at Chet's since you've been here from the very beginning?
Gosh, student ministry, without a doubt. Student ministry is my favorite thing about serving at Chet's.
Miss Kitty, did you hear that?
So student ministry, here's the cool thing. Sierra Parker, I met her when she was like 5. I went to children's camp.
And she was still eating ice cream the same way, wasn't she?
Yeah, still a pain back then. Yeah, all those years growing up. So really seeing someone go from being a child to a student to a young adult.
Yeah.
It is my favorite thing.
That's cool. I love it. Me too. What's your go-to Chick-fil-A order if you go to Chick-fil-A?
Oh gosh. A vanilla shake.
Vanilla shake. So you're a Popeyes guy though, right? You like Popeyes chicken, or is it Church's?
I like chicken with a bone in it.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I do. I like fried chicken, but not.
But your
like
is it your Mima's fried chicken? What's her name?
Who?
The fried chicken that you love the most. You told us in staff one time. What was your favorite meal?
I think it was some sort
Miss
of gas
Kitty's
station in
chicken?
Louisiana.
Oh,
right?
grandmother.
Your grandmother.
Grandmother. Yeah.
All right. What is your dream car?
A 1967 Mercury Cougar. Ooh. Because I had one when I was in college, and I bought it really cheap, and it was a wreck. But I bought it so I could afford to get married to Miss Kitty. And so I tried.
So it's a romantic car.
Well, I had to sell it because they kept breaking down. I don't have the money to fix it, but I've seen one since, and I would love to have it.
You could
back.
get it fixed up.
Oh yeah.
All right. So here's a question I think a lot of us want to know is, before God called you into ministry, was there any other career ambition that you had other than being a pastor?
Yeah. When I was a junior in high school, I interviewed for West Point. I was looking at going to West Point. I thought career military, and also thought about being a football coach. I always thought about being a teacher and a football coach. So those are the two things I always felt like I wanted to do till God called me to different.
So you could retire from pastoring and still coach the Jags probably to a winning season.
I could do better.
Oh, that's what I think.
We got one on the
We got
screen.
a question. What's the question? What's your favorite movie?
Oh gosh. Oh, Groundhog Day.
Groundhog Day. That's a good one. That's a good one, Bill Murray. All right. So can you remember way back when, what was the funniest or craziest thing you ever did when you were in high school? There we go. Yes, I like it. I actually didn't think you'd eat a wing on that one, but I'm glad. All right. All right. So
Keep talking.
if you could pursue any sport as a professional, what would it be?
Football.
Football? And you'd be a linebacker? Or a right tackle?
No, probably a guard.
A guard? All right. So what's the most embarrassing thing that you ever said or did while preaching? Can you remember that?
I can't say it.
So you have to eat another one?
No, I'm not going to say it, but I used a word that my mom used all the time. And then after I said it, I come to find out that is an ugly word. And I had an old preacher in our church, so I said it from the pulpit, and I thought he was going to choke on his dentures. And I thought, what did I say? And I started dying laughing. So
I got in trouble that way one time.
I'll tell you later what it was.
I told the crowd one time I was preaching that I was just a big dork. and I got in really big trouble by some senior adult ladies.
Well,
They
the
did not
first
have
part of
me
this
do
word is
that.
bass.
I know what that one is. Okay, here we go. I have a feeling you're gonna eat the wing on this one. Can you tell us Miss Kitty's most embarrassing moment? He's a smart husband. He's a smart man. This one,
Probably marrying me.
yes, that probably is true. That's true. So here's another one that we put in there just purposely for you. Are you willing to say this statement live on Refuel? The LSU Tigers are the worst team in the SEC and college football.
Oh, say it. Say it.
He's like, bring on the wings.
Because that would be a lie.
That would be a lie. And he's not going to lie
Not
on
gonna lie on
TV.
TV.
Not going to lie on camera for sure. Okay, really quick, just the last two questions, actually kind of on the serious part. What do you think, remember, is the best piece of wisdom anyone has ever told you?
You're not Jesus.
You're not Jesus. That's good.
Yeah, I was telling my dad one time about a problem I was having with the members of the church years ago. And I said, I'll tell you one thing, Jesus walked in, he cleaned the temple, he whipped them, and he ran them out of there. And he said, just remember one thing, you're not Jesus.
That's good. That's good.
My same dad told me years ago when I was called the ministry, hey, quit trying to make everybody happy, you serve an audience of one. So those are probably the two best advice I've ever been given.
Awesome. That's good stuff. Remember that, guys. Last question. Thank you so much for this interview.
Happy to.
What is,
Thanks for the wings.
if there's any kind of encouragement that you would like to tell the students or those that are at home, what would be the thing that you would want them to know in the middle of all this chaos and all this stuff?
I'm choking now. Two things. No, I'm good. Number one, this too will pass. And it's through the dark and the difficult times you grow the most, you learn the most. Number one. Number two, God's in control. Bottom line, thanks. He's in control. And so why God allows things like this, I don't know. But what he can do with it is grow us stronger and deepen our faith. And know this can turn out for good, honestly. Because sometimes what we think is most important to us, years ago, that trashy country singer Garth Brooks sang a song called I Thank God for Unanswered Prayers. Yeah. And think about this. In high school and in college, you think you know what you want to do, what your plans are, who you want to marry, all these kind of things. And sometimes God protects us from those things by allowing things to happen. That's certainly what he did for me. And so it's through the dark times, the difficult times, you actually grow the most, become more dependent, and God can really teach you more. So this actually is a great time to grow, and not be caught up in the day-to-day fears and feelings and all.
Yeah,
so
awesome. Wise words from our pastor, guys. So I hope you guys got a little bit to the inside of the mind and the heart of your pastor. We're so appreciative that you got to hang out with us.
Wings are awesome.
And he loves some good wings. So we apparently didn't get a hot enough sauce for our Louisiana pastor, but we appreciate that he's here. Hey guys, before we move on to the next segment, check out the next thing that might burn Graduate Edition style.
It burns.
Oh yeah, I knew that one was gonna burn. Thank you so much, Pastor Spike, for sharing with us some really great truth I hope you guys took to heart. But I am super curious. I wanna know what he did in high school that he wouldn't tell us about. So while we're eating, while we're talking, I'm gonna be eating. Which, if my mom is watching, and she tends to watch every Wednesday, she's gonna be really mad at me because I'm gonna eat while I talk, which is gross, but it's okay. So, way to zoom in, Jordan, thanks. We're gonna pick up where we left off. And where we are is the Pharisees are bringing this woman to Jesus. Jesus is on the hot seat, and they want to mess him up. They bring this woman who was caught in adultery to Jesus, hoping that he will condemn her. So if you guys will listen, we're picking up in John 8, verse 6. It says, "But Jesus stooped down and wrote in the dust with his finger." They kept demanding an answer. So he stood up again and said, "All right, but let the one who has never sinned throw the first stone." Okay, like Jesus is like, you think you have never sinned? Then go ahead, throw a stone. Then he stooped down again and wrote in the dust. When the accusers heard this, they slipped away one by one, beginning with the oldest, until only Jesus was left in the middle of the crowd with the woman. Then Jesus stood up again and said to the woman, "Where are your accusers? Didn't even one of them condemn you?" "No, Lord," she said. And Jesus said, "Neither do I. Go and sin no more." The leaders who were hoping to catch Jesus, it didn't work. It backfired. And they recognized that they weren't the ones to be able to condemn. They're the ones that ended up getting burned. And so Jesus kindly and lovingly releases this woman who was caught in adultery. He says, "You know what? Nobody condemns you. Go, but live your life differently." In other words, Jesus believed that change could really happen. So when we look at the life of Jesus, we recognize that he changed everything when he came because he loved everyone, no matter their situation. Jesus proves that we are more than assumptions and judgments that others make of us. Because of what Jesus did for us, he makes us worthy of forgiveness, of second chances, and of grace. And so what we can do as believers who have accepted that truth is do the same for others. Share with them the grace and love and truth of Jesus Christ. Jesus labeled others with love. And as Will was talking about earlier, a lot of times that's not how people label us. They label us with judgment. They assume things about us. And so what if we chose to label others like Jesus did? What if we label people with love? What would look different? So I want to ask you guys to comment and let us know. I've got a couple questions for you. The first, I can't chew this chicken. All right, the first is this. When was a time that someone has filled in the blank for you? So assume something about you, judged you for something. If you're willing, share that in the comments. Let us know. That doesn't mean that it's true about you. It just means that someone looked at you or the people you hung out with and said, this person is this way because of this. The second question that I want you guys to answer is this. How have you experienced the other side of someone filling in the blank? And I mean filling in your blank with love. So who has loved you or shown you forgiveness or given you grace or mercy that you didn't deserve? And then the third question is this. Who is a friend that needs you to fill in their blank with love? Maybe it's a family member, maybe it's your sibling, or maybe it's a friend that you haven't talked to in a little while. But I want you to reach out to them this week and tell them, hey, you know what? I love you. Or maybe that's too weird and you don't want to go, hey, I love you. But just encourage them. Let them know that you care about them, that you're thinking about them, and that they're more than just an assumption. We can be a people who allow love to fill in the blank just like Jesus did. And so when we do that, we'll be known for the way that we love and not the way that we label. And for me, I would so much rather be known as someone who loves than someone who labels. Will you guys pray with me? I'm going to definitely finish chewing before we pray. Sorry. That just seems really sacrilegious if I don't. Okay. Lord God, we just thank you so much for who you are. We thank you that you show us unconditional love. Lord, that you don't look at us and say they're condemned because of what they've done, but Lord, you look at us through the light of your Son, Jesus Christ, and you say, I love them. We just are so thankful that you give us the opportunity to do that same thing for other people. I pray that this week you would just allow us to be able to see others in the way that you see them through the eyes of your Son. Lord, I pray that you would give us opportunities to be able to speak truth and life and love into the life of those around us. And Lord, I ask that you would bring others into our lives who can do that same thing for us. We pray all these things in your name, Lord. Amen. Before we close out, here is our last Will It Burn Graduate Edition.
It burns.
There you go.
Serious?
Hey guys, what's up?
All right, all
Hey,
right.
North Campus. Good to see you guys.
North
Good to
Jackson
see
in the
ya.
house. All right, man. What was your favorite part of the night? So,
The wings.
man, the
I've-
wings were pretty awesome.
I've had like 4 more off stage. They're really
Pretty
good.
exciting
My lips
stuff.
are on fire. And apparently we were just handed 2 more.
We
so
gotta
I
do it.
think we're supposed to close out by doing this.
All right,
So,
and we're also going to
cheers.
give away some
Cheers.
some Dick's. Oh, yeah, that's right. Social distancing.
Yeah.
Cheers. There we go. Social distancing. And then speaking of that, Dick's Wings
Dick's
is
Wings
open
cards.
for picking up wings. We're going to give away some. So let's go and find out who's getting some Dick's Wings tonight.
That's a good wing too. Josiah Ray, what's up, Josiah?
Way to go,
Congratulations,
Josiah.
buddy.
Hope you like the hot wings.
Sorry if there's wing sauce on the envelope when you get it, but there you go.
It's
We're gonna do
yours.
one more. Let's do one more. Cali, I'm sorry. Cali O is what that
Cali
says.
O.
My bad. My bad.
Way
It
to
looked
go,
like
way to
one
go.
word. Looked like
It did
one
look
word.
like Kalia. I'm like,
Yeah.
wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Cali
They,
O,
they
awesome.
only go
Very
by
good.
one word, by
I like
one
that.
name.
I like that. That's very good.
Well, cool, guys. As we wrap up, let's just remember this idea of how do we label people, right? Do we label people by the judgments or the maybe preconceived notions we have about them? Or do we label them with love, the way that Jesus has labeled us? Because God labels us as loved despite our faults and our difficulties and maybe the way we even treat God. He still labels us with love through Christ. So let's do that to those around us.
Yeah, and what's so amazing is that every single person that Jesus encountered, he responded to with love. Now just imagine if that's really who Jesus is and what he's all about. Wouldn't we want to know more about him? Wouldn't that make anyone more interested to know about this Jesus, about the love that he has for us? This is, again, is who he is. And so as we wrap that up, kind of kick that thought as we go into our Zoom chats. And speaking of videos, I want to encourage you, if you haven't yet filmed your at-home video, get it filmed, look at your house, what room you like to hang out in, take a quick clip, send that in so you can be entered into the drawing for your very own pizza party.
Yep, and then we're also still doing the 60 seconds with Jeff. So if you want to do one of those, comment below, text Jeff, the number is 870-761-2009. Text that if you want to do one of the 60 seconds with Jeff. Last thing, don't forget to join your Zoom chats after. They are on chatskreek.com/Zoom, and we hope to see you there.
Yeah.
And bye, guys.
One last applause for Pastor Spike.
See you guys. Yeah.